Good afternoon. This is Brother T from the Led by the Lord channel. And the question I have today is, we should not question the blesser. You know, so many times we look at other people and they're truly being blessed. And we're wondering, why? Why does he get or she get so many more blessings than I get? We're counting their blessings, and we're not counting our own blessings. We live in a world where people are envious of others at times. They question what they have. They question their talents. They may even sometimes question their looks. Now, if these are truly blessings from the blesser, they are questioning God. If they are truly questioning the blessings that others have, they're questioning God. If God truly blessed them with whatever they have, it is not for us to question. God blesses us all in different ways. And these blessings are not deserving by us, but that they may be used to further God's kingdom. And when envy is involved, the root cause of jealousy is involved. The root causes of jealousy and envy are connected to a person's inability to see what God has provided in their life and a lack of thanksgiving for what he has done in their lives, because they're too worried about what's going on in someone else's life. James chapter 3, verse 16 tells us, "For where envy and self-seeking exist, confusion and every evil thing are there." This tells us it is not good for us to waste and spend valuable time worrying about what others are doing. Don't spend valuable time worrying about what other people are doing or what they have. And even if we feel what a person has or is doing is not a blessing from God, let's let God convict them. It's not our job to do the convicting. I believe that when some people are in a situation that is not a blessing from God, when they defeat or overcome this, they will have a testimony to tell. They'll have a testimony to tell, to help others and steer them away from where they came from. Was the Lord using them in these situations? Only the Lord knows. James chapter 1, verse 12. "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life which God has promised to those who love him." So some of our situations are a test, a way of God using us to further his kingdom. And we, in most cases, are totally unaware of what the Lord is doing with us. Actually, once we have passed through hardships and refinements, we can all truly appreciate the hardships, or that the hardships were the greatest blessing that God can bestow on us. God allows suffering to bring us closer to him, and he often uses hardships to get our attention. When our lives are going great, we are not always so quick to turn to him. So the blesser can bless us with good and bad in our lives. This means we can't be quick to judge what's going on in someone else's life. because then we may be questioning God's blessings on their lives. So whatever we are going through in our lives, we need to stay connected to the Lord. Even though He knows we need to talk, He knows, but we need to talk to Him about our situations, letting Him know that we still are trusting in Him to bring us through whatever we are going through. Psalm 34, verses 4 and 5. Sing praise to the Lord, you saints of His, and give thanks at the remembrance of His holy name. For His anger is but for a moment. His favor is for life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And our weeping may last for a day, it may last for a week, or it may last for years, but joy will eventually come. Amen? It's God's promise to us. So instead of questioning what God is putting us through in our lives, we should be talking to Him and praying that we become better people when we get through this test or storm. So let's go back to envy. We have enough to worry about in our personal lives to worry about someone else's personal life. We can't live someone else's life. Children, brothers and sisters, even husbands and wives. We may want to offer advice, but it's up to them to use it. Our hope should be that they have a personal relationship with God. Our hope is that they should have a personal relationship with God, and He knows what's going on in their lives, and He can fix it, and He can steer them into a new way of living. So in closing, the blesser or the Lord can bless us with good and bad. And this good and bad puts us through a test or a storm or tribulations, but to mold us into better people, to mold us into better people. Amen and amen. So as we're going through our tests and trials and tribulations, and we're concerned about what's going on in someone else's life, that's not for us to be concerned with. Let them deal with that with the Lord. It could be a blessing from the Lord. He could have blessed them with something bad to mold them, or He could be blessing them with something good, and we look at it as, why do they have such good blessings? But we don't say that when He may be giving them bad blessings to mold them. So we never know what God is doing in someone else's life. We need to worry about what's going on in our lives and our personal relationships with God. And again, this is Brother T from the Led by the Lord channel, asking you again to pray for me, and I surely shall pray for you. Amen and amen.